Big Fish, 13th of April, 2021. Sincerely pray you're well. Just gets wackier every day, but I just wanted to share a few things I came across this morning, a little montage, if you will. You got the powers that be talking out of one side of their mouth, telling you how things are gonna get so much better if you just jab up. But the reality tells a contrary story. So what it boils down to is where you put your faith and trust. Has man failed you every single time? Oh yeah. Has the Bible foretold of all the things that we're seeing? Yes, it has. Is man and the powers that be telling you a completely different story, and you just seem to find out down the line that they lied to you again and again and again? You got to come to grips with the fact that men are going to lie to you. They're going to lead you down the very path of destruction. We're talking about your eternal soul here, people. Who are you going to put your trust in? People like Google?
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Go0gle pour l'embarquement.
Through cases, it's when fully vaccinated people contract COVID more than 14 days after their second shot. It's when fully vaccinated people contract COVID more than 14 days after their second shot.
The nation's top doc, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said he is taking these cases very seriously. And as Louis Bolden reports, the cases are popping up around the country, and there are many breakthrough cases right here in Central Florida.
The first thing somebody says to me is, "You got the vaccine. How are you positive?"
27-year-old Hannah Rewerts is a physical therapist and has been tested for COVID-19 at least once a week for work since the pandemic started. She says she got her first positive test just days ago.
I was shocked, immediately. I'm like, this has to be a false positive. This can't be right.
But multiple tests confirmed it. She says she was shocked because she is also fully vaccinated. As a healthcare worker, she had her first dose of the Pfizer vaccine back in December and her second dose 3 weeks later in January. More than 2 months after the second shot, she says she contracted the virus.
So it's very odd.
Rewerts is among a growing number of people. Earlier this month, the Minnesota Department of Health released a health advisory that, along with the CDC, it is investigating COVID-19 infections among people who are appropriately vaccinated, also called breakthrough cases. News 6 checked, and as of last week, the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County has 6 documented breakthrough cases. Sumter County has 6 breakthrough cases, and Lake County has 26 cases.
It is possible because no vaccine is perfect.
Dr. Timothy Hendricks is with Advent Health and says both Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are 95% effective.
The good news is for that very small amount of people that might become infected, that less than 5%, the chances of severe disease is next to zero.
Breakthrough cases are not specific to COVID and can happen with any vaccine, according to experts. Rewerts says 3 of her family members who were also fully vaccinated also contracted it.
One of my family members, actually went to the hospital. I mean, that's pretty severe, enough to be concerned about the vaccine,
Rewerts says the health department is testing to see whether she may have been infected by one of the COVID-19 variants that have made it to Florida. She says for now, she and her family will continue social distancing and wearing masks.
I don't think the public is, aware that it doesn't mean you're not getting the virus, and it doesn't mean you're not getting sick. I don't think the public is, aware that it doesn't mean you're not getting the virus, and it doesn't mean you're not getting sick. There is still a chance.
And the one thing you should know is every vaccine that's been approved at this point is highly effective at preventing the one major endpoint, and that's hospitalization and death.
Researchers are still trying to figure out whether people who are fully vaccinated and contract COVID-19 can also continue to spread it, which is why they still recommend that people continue wearing masks even after being vaccinated. Getting results, I'm Lewis Bolden, News 6.
Long story short, I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine yesterday. Nobody knows if this is the reason that all this stuff is going on, but started with chest pain, paralysis on my left side. I was rushed over via ambulance to Baylor, Dallas, where I have had numerous scans done. I have had about 8 seizures in the last 2 days. Never had a seizure before. They did find a 3mm brain aneurysm. I am currently hooked up to my EEG so they can monitor my seizures. Thank you everyone for all the prayers, and we are hoping to find answers soon.
So you're being fed misinformation, propaganda, and outright lies by men and their sorceries, right? Who are you gonna trust? That's the question. Jesus is truth. Seek him. God bless each and every one of you. Peace and grace to you. Many fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,